When my daughter didn't come home for 3 days, I thought she'd run off. When she finally answered, she said, "I can't do it anymore, Mom." I thought she'd lost her mind. Then I opened the letter. She quit nursing. She didn't tell me. I'm Lena. I'm 57 years old. I spent 23 years working nights in hospital administration. I know what hard work looks like. I know what dedication means. And I thought I knew my daughter. Maya is my only child. I raised her by myself after her father left when she was 4. We didn't have much. I worked doubles, picked up every overtime shift I could get. I wanted her to have better than I did. I wanted her to have a real profession, something stable, something that mattered. When she told me she wanted to be a nurse, I cried, not sad tears, proud tears. She was going to help people. She was going to make a difference. I helped her fill out financial aid forms. I drove her to campus on her first day. I bought her first set of scrubs, light blue. She looked so young in them, so hopeful. Graduation was one of the best days of my life. I sat in that auditorium and watched her walk across that stage, and I thought, we did it. All those years of struggle, all those nights I went to bed worried about bills, about whether I was doing enough. It was worth it. She had a future. She got hired at County General 3 weeks after graduation. Same hospital where I'd worked in admin, different floor, but still. It felt like coming full circle. She was nervous, excited. She'd text me after every shift. Helped a woman deliver twins today. Saved a guy from choking. My feet are killing me, but I love it. For the first 6 months, everything seemed fine. Great, even, she was learning, growing, becoming the nurse I knew she could be. Then the texts started changing. Exhausted. Can't talk, Mom. Too tired. Another double. I told myself it was normal. New nurses work hard. They have to prove themselves. I'd done the same thing when I started. You push through. You toughen up. That's how you build a career. But then she stopped texting altogether. I'd call, she wouldn't answer. I'd leave messages. Nothing. When she finally did call back, her voice sounded flat, hollow, like she was reading from a script. I'm fine, Mom, just busy. I started to worry. Not the normal mother worry. The deep kind. The kind that sits in your chest and doesn't leave. 3 weeks ago, she didn't show up for Sunday dinner. We have Sunday dinner every week. Have since she was little. It's our thing. She didn't call. Didn't text. Nothing. I called her, voicemail, called again. Voicemail, called her friends. One of them, Sarah, finally answered. Her voice was careful, too careful. She's okay, Lena. She needs some space right now. Space? Space from what? From me. I checked her social media. There were pictures from 2 nights ago, her and her coworkers at the nurses' station. Smiling, big smiles. The kind you do for the camera, but her eyes looked wrong, tired, empty. And there was a caption. Last night was the last night. #burnout. Last night was the last night. What did that mean? I tried calling again. Nothing. I sent a text. Maya, please, I'm worried. Just tell me you're okay. 3 hours later, I got a response. I'm okay. I just need time. Time for what? What was happening? I couldn't sleep that night. I kept thinking about that caption. Last night was the last night. The last night of what? Her shift, her job, her life. By morning, I'd made a decision. I was going to her apartment. I have a key. She gave it to me for emergencies. This felt like an emergency. I knocked first. No answer. I knocked again. Nothing. I used the key. The apartment was quiet, too quiet. Her scrubs were on the floor in the hallway, not folded, just dropped, like she'd peeled them off and left them there. Her shoes by the door, the good ones, the ones with the extra support. One was on its side. I walked through the living room, coffee cup on the table, half full, Cold. Mail piled up on the counter. Bills. Student loan statements. A notice from the hospital about mandatory overtime policy changes. And then I saw it on the fridge. A small yellow note, her handwriting. I'm sorry, love M. I'm sorry. Sorry for what? My hands were shaking when I pulled out my phone. I called her again. This time she answered. Mom. Where are you? I'm at your apartment. What is going on? Silence, long silence. Then, I'm at Aunt Carrie's. I needed to get away. Away from what? Maya, talk to me. I quit my job. The words didn't make sense at first. I heard them, but they didn't connect. Quit her job? Why would she quit her job? She loved nursing. She'd worked so hard for this. You what? I quit 2 days ago. I left my badge at the charge desk and I walked out. Why? What happened? Did someone say something? Did you have a fight with a supervisor? No, Mom. I can't do it anymore. I can't keep doing this. Doing what? Your job. The job you spent 4 years training for. The job we both sacrificed for. I have to go. Maya, don't you dare hang up on me. Don't you? The line went dead. I stood there in her empty apartment, holding my phone, staring at that note on the fridge. I'm sorry. Sorry for what? For quitting? For not telling me? For throwing away everything we'd worked for? I don't even know what I felt. Angry, hurt, confused, betrayed. I walked back to the counter, looked at the mail again. The student loan statement was on top. Payment due, $718. I flipped through the other envelopes. Electric bill, late notice, credit card statement. Balance, $4,200. She was drowning, financially, and she hadn't said a word. I sat down on her couch, tried to think, tried to understand. What had I missed? When did this happen? How did I not see this coming? And then I saw the envelope. It was sticking out from under a magazine on the coffee table, official hospital letterhead. I pulled it out. It was opened. Inside was a single sheet of paper. A resignation letter. I know I shouldn't have read it. It wasn't addressed to me, but I couldn't stop myself. The handwriting was shaky, not like her usual neat script. This was rushed, urgent. To whom it may concern, I am writing to inform you of my immediate resignation from my position as a registered nurse in the emergency department. Effective immediately, I will no longer be able to fulfill my duties. I want to help people. I became a nurse because I thought I could make a difference, but I can't keep doing 16-hour shifts. I can't keep being told there's no coverage and I have to stay. I can't keep watching people suffer because we don't have enough staff. I can't keep making mistakes because I'm too tired to think straight. Last week, I almost gave a patient the wrong medication. Almost. I caught it just in time. But what if I hadn't? What if next time I don't catch it? I dream about leaving the room before I finish my shift. I dream about never coming back. I feel like I am failing my patients. I am failing myself. I can't keep doing this. I'm sorry. The letter ended there. No formal closing, just her signature, small, almost illegible. I read it 3 times. Each time, a different part hit me harder. 16-hour shifts, no coverage, almost gave a patient the wrong medication. I feel like I am failing. This wasn't about being lazy. This wasn't about giving up. This was about survival. And she'd been going through this alone. She hadn't told me any of it. I folded the letter carefully, put it back in the envelope, sat there for a long time. I thought about my own years working in the hospital, the long nights, the staff shortages, the times administration would tell us we had to do more with less, the times I'd come home so tired I couldn't even change out of my work clothes. I'd just fall into bed. But that was different, wasn't it? That was administration, not patient care, not life and death. Except I remembered the time they cut our overnight staff by 30%, told us it was budget constraints. We had to cover twice as many units with half the people. I remembered the panic in the nurses' voices when they'd call asking for supplies, for help, for anything. And I'd have to tell them there was nothing I could do. The budget was the budget. I remembered the time a nurse broke down crying in my office. She'd been on hour 14 of a 12-hour shift. She had 3 more units to cover. She was so tired she couldn't see straight. She begged me to let her go home. Begged me. And I'd said, "I understand, but we don't have coverage. Just a few more hours." She'd nodded, wiped her eyes, walked back out onto the floor. 2 days later, she quit. I thought she was weak, couldn't handle the pressure. Nursing wasn't for everyone. But maybe I'd been wrong. I left Maya's apartment and drove home. I couldn't stop thinking about that letter, about her words. I almost gave a patient the wrong medication. Almost. That night, I did something I should have done weeks ago. I started making calls. I called my old colleague, Patricia. She'd been a charge nurse for 15 years before moving into management. If anyone would know what was happening on the floors, it was her. "Patricia, it's Lena. I need to ask you something. How bad is it right now, on the units?" There was a pause. Then, "Lena, it's bad, really bad. We're running at maybe 60% staffing on good days. Mandatory overtime almost every shift. Nurses are burning out left and right. We've had 12 resignations this quarter alone, and we can't hire fast enough to replace them." "What's causing it?" "Everything. Pay isn't keeping up with cost of living. Student loan debt is crushing new grads. The work is harder than it's ever been. Patients are sicker. Families are more demanding. And admin keeps cutting corners. We don't have the resources we need. Nurses are being asked to do the impossible. And when they can't, they're blamed for it." "What about support? Mental health resources? Anything?" Patricia laughed. It wasn't a happy sound. "We have an employee assistance program, 3 free counseling sessions. After that, you're on your own. And even getting those 3 sessions means admitting you're struggling, which means putting a target on your back for performance reviews." Jesus. "Yeah, it's not sustainable, Lena. Something's going to break, or someone is." I thanked her and hung up, sat in the dark for a while. Then I called another friend. Tom, he's a physician at County General, works ER, same unit Maya had been on. "Tom, I need to ask you about the nursing staff, specifically the ER nurses. How are they doing?" "Honestly, they're drowning. I've never seen morale this low. We lost 2 more nurses last week. Good nurses, experienced. They just walked out, didn't even give 2 weeks' notice. And I don't blame them. The conditions are awful. We had a shift last month where we had 4 nurses covering a 30-bed ER. 4, that's insane and dangerous." Have there been any incidents, mistakes?" Tom's voice got quiet. "There have been close calls, too many, near misses, a few that weren't misses. Nothing that's made the news, but yeah, it's happening. And it's only a matter of time before something really bad happens." My stomach turned. Does admin know? Admin knows. They don't care. Or they care, but not enough to do anything about it. They're more worried about budget than patient safety. Which is ironic, because one major lawsuit would cost them way more than just hearing adequate staff. I thought about Maya, about her letter. I almost gave a patient the wrong medication. Almost. "Tom, if a nurse made a mistake, a near miss, what happens to them?" "Depends. Officially, there's supposed to be a review process. Non-punitive, learning opportunity, all that. But in reality, they get written up, disciplined, sometimes reported to the board, and they carry that guilt forever, even if no one got hurt, even if it was entirely preventable if they just had proper staffing." "That's not right." No, it's not. But it's how the system works right now. And until something changes, nurses are going to keep leaving, and patients are going to keep suffering. After I hung up with Tom, I sat at my kitchen table and cried. Not gentle tears, hard, ugly sobs, because I finally understood. My daughter hadn't quit because she was weak. She'd quit because she was strong enough to know when to stop. She'd quit because she was protecting herself and protecting her patients. And I'd been too proud, too stubborn, too wrapped up in my own expectations to see it. The next morning, I drove to Aunt Carrie's house. Maya's car was in the driveway. I knocked on the door. Carrie answered. "Lena, I wondered when you'd show up." "Is she here?" "She's here, but I don't know if she wants to see you right now." "I need to talk to her, please." Carrie studied my face for a long moment. Then she stepped aside. "She's in the guest room. Be gentle." I walked down the hallway, knocked softly on the door. "Maya, it's Mom. Can I come in?" Silence, then quietly, "It's open." She was sitting on the bed, legs pulled up to her chest. She looked small, younger than her 24 years. Her eyes were red, hair in a messy bun. She was wearing an old college sweatshirt, one I'd bought her during orientation week. I sat down on the edge of the bed, didn't say anything at first, just sat. Finally, she spoke. "I know you're mad." "I'm not mad." "You should be. I quit my job without talking to you. I ghosted you. I threw away everything we worked for." "Maya, look at me." She did. Her eyes were so tired, so sad. "I'm not mad. I'm sorry." She blinked. Sorry for what?" "For not listening, for not seeing, for pushing you to be strong when what you needed was permission to stop." Her face crumpled, and then she was crying. Not quiet tears, deep, gasping sobs, the kind that come from somewhere you can't reach. I moved closer, put my arms around her. She collapsed into me like she was 5 years old again. "I'm so tired, Mom. I'm so tired." "I know, baby, I know. I tried so hard, I really did. I wanted to be good at this. I wanted to help people. But I kept making mistakes. Little ones, but they could have been big ones, and I was so scared. All the time. Scared I was going to hurt someone. Scared I was going to miss something. Scared I was going to be the reason someone died. Tell me what happened. Tell me everything." And she did. She told me about the shifts that turned into doubles without warning. About being told there was no coverage and she had to stay or she'd be written up for patient abandonment. About having 8 patients at once when safe staffing was 4. About missing meals, skipping bathroom breaks, not drinking water because there wasn't time. She told me about the patient who coded while she was trying to start an IV on someone else. About the family who screamed at her because their mother had been waiting 3 hours for pain medication. About the 19-year-old kid who overdosed and died while she was doing CPR because there weren't enough people to help. She told me about the night she almost gave the wrong medication. She'd been on hour 15. She was charting for one patient while trying to hang fluids for another. Someone called her name. She grabbed the IV bag, started to hang it, and then she looked at the label. Wrong patient, wrong medication. She'd caught it just in time. But what if she hadn't? "I went to the bathroom after that and I threw up," she whispered. "I just sat on the floor and cried, and then I went back out and finished my shift, because what else was I supposed to do? Why didn't you tell me?" She pulled back, looked at me with those tired eyes. "Because you would have told me to push through. You would have told me nursing is hard and I knew that going in. You would have said I was being dramatic, or weak, or that I just needed to toughen up." The words hit me like a slap, because she was right. That's exactly what I would have said. "You always told me nursing is noble," she continued. "That it's a calling. that it's about service and sacrifice. And I believed you. I still believe that. But Mom, you can't sacrifice yourself into nothing. You can't pour from an empty cup. And I was so empty. I am so empty. I reached for her hand. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I pushed my expectations onto you without asking what you needed. I thought I was helping you be strong, but I was just repeating the same toxic patterns I learned, the same ones that almost broke me. What do you mean? I took a breath. I'd never told her this story, never thought it mattered. When I was working in admin, there was a time when they restructured, cut staff by a third. We were all told to do more with less, and I tried. I worked 70, 80-hour weeks. I stopped sleeping, stopped eating right, stopped seeing friends. I thought if I just worked harder, if I just proved I was indispensable, everything would be okay. What happened? I collapsed, literally, passed out at my desk, woke up in the ER. They thought I'd had a heart attack. Turns out it was exhaustion and malnutrition. My body just gave up. Maya stared at me. You never told me that. Because I was ashamed. I thought it meant I was weak, that I'd failed. So I went back to work 2 days later and I kept pushing. And I told myself I'd learned my lesson, but I hadn't. I just learned to hide it better. Mom, I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. I don't want you to sacrifice yourself for a system that doesn't care about you. You didn't fail, Maya. The system failed you. She was quiet for a long time. Then, I don't know what to do now. I feel like I wasted 4 years, like I'm letting everyone down. I have $60,000 in student loans for a degree I'm not even using. You didn't waste anything. You learned, you grew, you tried. And now you're making a different choice. That's not failure, that's wisdom. But what am I supposed to do? I don't know how to do anything else. Then we'll figure it out, together. Over the next week, we made a plan. Not a rushed plan, not a desperate plan, a real one. First, therapy. I found a therapist who specializes in healthcare workers and PTSD. Yes, PTSD. Because that's what Maya was experiencing. Moral injury. Trauma from being put in impossible situations and watching people suffer when she couldn't help them. The first session was hard. She came out crying, but she kept going once a week, then twice a week. Second, finances. We sat down with all her bills, all her debt. It was worse than I'd thought, but it wasn't insurmountable. We called her loan servicer and got her on an income-driven repayment plan. Lower payments, more manageable. We consolidated her credit cards, made a budget. It was tight but doable. Third, career options. She didn't want to leave healthcare entirely. She still wanted to help people, just not on the floor, not in that environment. I called Patricia again, asked if there were any positions that might be a better fit. Less direct patient care, more regular hours. Actually, Patricia said, we're looking for someone in case management. It's mostly phone work, coordinating care, helping patients navigate insurance and follow up appointments. It's still nursing, but it's not bedside. Would she be interested? I asked Maya. She thought about it for 2 days. Then she said yes. It was part-time to start. 25 hours a week, enough to pay her bills and give her space to heal. She could do it from home most days. The pay was lower than ER nursing, but the stress was a fraction of what it had been. She started 3 weeks later. I watched her carefully those first few weeks, watched for signs of the same exhaustion, the same hollowness, but she seemed lighter, not happy yet, but less burdened. One night, she called me after her shift. Mom, I helped this elderly man today. He was so confused about his medication schedule. We spent 40 minutes on the phone just going through it step by step. And at the end, he was crying. He said no one had ever taken the time to explain it to him before. He said I saved his life. Her voice was shaking, but not with fear, with something else. something like hope. You did good, baby. I helped someone, really helped someone, and I didn't feel like I was drowning while I did it. That's when I knew she was going to be okay. Not perfect, not without scars, but okay. But my work wasn't done. Because the more I learned about what Maya had gone through, the angrier I got. Not at her, at the system, at the hospitals, at the administrators who knew about the staffing shortages and did nothing, at the policymakers who talked about healthcare heroes but didn't fund healthcare infrastructure. I started going to community meetings, hospital board meetings, city council sessions. I wasn't loud, I wasn't aggressive, but I was persistent. I told Maya's story without using her name. I told the story of a young nurse who'd tried her best and nearly broke under the weight of a failing system. I talked about the near misses, the mandatory overtime, the impossible patient ratios, the mental health crisis among healthcare workers. And I wasn't the only one. Other parents came forward, nurses came forward, doctors came forward. We started forming a coalition, pushing for change, better staffing laws, mental health support, loan forgiveness programs for healthcare workers. Did we change everything overnight? No, but we made noise. We made people pay attention. And slowly things started to shift. The hospital hired more staff. Not enough, but more. They implemented a mental health program for employees. Real counseling, not just 3 sessions. They started limiting mandatory overtime, started enforcing safe patient ratios. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. And through it all, Maya kept healing. She kept going to therapy, kept working her case management job, started taking an online class in healthcare administration. She was thinking about getting her master's degree, maybe moving into policy work, using her experience to advocate for better systems. 3 months after she quit, we had Sunday dinner again, at my house, like we used to. We sat on the back porch after we ate. The sun was setting, the air was cool. She had a cup of tea, I had coffee. "Mom," she said quietly, "thank you." For what? For listening, finally, for not making me feel like a failure, for helping me find a way forward. I reached over and took her hand. "I'm sorry I didn't listen sooner. I'm sorry I made you feel like you had to be strong all the time. I raised you to save people. But I should have taught you that sometimes saving yourself is the most important thing you can do." She smiled, a real smile, the first one I'd seen in months. "I needed you to tell me leaving wasn't failing." Leaving wasn't failing. Staying when it was killing you would have been failing. You made the right choice, the brave choice. We sat in comfortable silence for a while, watching the sky turn orange and pink and purple. "Do you regret it?" I asked, "becoming a nurse?" She thought about it, really thought. "No, I learned so much, I grew so much, I helped people, really helped them. And I learned what I'm capable of. I learned my limits. I learned when to stop. Those are important lessons." They are. And I'm still helping people, just in a different way now, a way that doesn't destroy me in the process. That's all I ever wanted for you, to help people and be happy. I just got confused about what that should look like. We both did. The sun finished setting. The stars started to come out. We stayed on the porch until it was fully dark. I thought she'd abandoned a noble job, but she wasn't abandoning it. She was saving herself. And that's something I couldn't have seen until I learned to listen. If you're a parent of someone in healthcare or education or any high-stress profession, please hear me. Your child's mental health is more important than their career. Their life is more important than their resume. And sometimes the bravest thing they can do is walk away from something that's killing them. Listen to them, really listen. Don't just hear their words. Hear what they're not saying. See what they're not showing. And when they come to you broken and scared and ashamed, don't tell them to be stronger. Tell them they're enough. Tell them you love them. And help them find a way forward that doesn't require them to sacrifice their soul. The system is broken. Healthcare is broken. Education is broken. So many of our institutions are asking people to do the impossible with inadequate resources and then blaming them when they can't. And our kids are paying the price. Maya didn't fail. The system failed her. And until we all start demanding better, more people are going to break. More families are going to fracture. More young people are going to walk away from careers they love because they can't survive them. But there is hope, real hope, because change is possible. Support is possible. Healing is possible. It's not easy. It's not quick, but it's possible. Maya is proof of that. She's working. She's learning. She's helping people. She's rebuilding herself into something stronger and wiser and more resilient than before. And she's not alone. There are thousands of others just like her. Young professionals who tried their best, who gave everything, and who finally said, enough. And they deserve our support, our understanding, our advocacy. So if your child comes to you and says they can't do it anymore, believe them. If they tell you they're drowning, throw them a lifeline. Don't tell them to swim harder. Don't tell them everyone else is managing. Help them get to shore. And then help them figure out what's next. Because their worth isn't determined by their job title. Their value isn't measured by their salary. They are enough exactly as they are. And they deserve to live a life that doesn't require them to die a little every day. That's what I wish I'd known when Maya first told me she couldn't do it anymore. That's what I wish I'd said. But I know it now. And I'm saying it now. For any parent who needs to hear it. For any young person who needs to know they're not alone. You're not weak. You're not a failure. You're human. And you deserve better than a system that treats you like you're disposable. Maya and I are still rebuilding, still learning, still growing. Our relationship is stronger now than it's ever been, because we're finally being honest with each other, finally seeing each other as we really are. She doesn't have to be perfect. She doesn't have to be a hero. She just has to be herself, and that's more than enough. And I don't have to be the parent who has all the answers. I just have to be the parent who listens, who supports, who shows up, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's what love looks like. Not pride in achievements, not pressure to succeed, just presence, just acceptance, just unwavering support no matter what path they choose. I almost lost my daughter because I was too proud to see her pain, too invested in my own expectations to hear what she was really saying. But I found her again. We found each other again, and I'm not letting go. If this story sounds familiar, if you're living it right now, please know you can find your way back. It's not too late. It's never too late. Start by listening, really listening, and go from there. Your child needs you, not your judgment, not your disappointment, not your solutions, just you, present, open, willing to hear the truth even when it's hard. And if you're the one who's struggling, who's drowning, who's thinking about walking away from everything you've worked for, you have permission. You have permission to stop, to rest, to choose yourself. That doesn't make you selfish. That makes you wise. I wish I could go back and tell my younger self that. I wish I could go back and tell Maya that from the beginning. But I can't. All I can do is tell you now, and hope it helps someone. Hope it saves someone. Hope it keeps one more family from fracturing the way ours almost did. Because at the end of the day, none of the achievements matter if you've lost yourself in the process. None of the degrees or titles or paychecks are worth your mental health, your peace, your life. Maya knows that now, and I know it too. And we're building something new, something better, something that honors who she really is, not who I thought she should be. That's the real happy ending. Not career success, not financial stability, not pride and prestige. Just two people who love each other, finally learning how to show it in the way the other needs. That's everything, and it's enough.